Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Tonya McKenzie. Tonya is the founder of Sand and Shores. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Tonya McKenzie. Tonya, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you see
Thank you.
me?
Yes,
Hello,
I can see.
everyone. I want to send greetings from sunny California. We just got sunny, so definitely happy to be here.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate the time together. Tanya, let me start with this.
Absolutely.
Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to start a Sand and Shores Club?
So I was inspired by my first executive director at the YMCA. We needed to build a new facility. I needed to raise money, but we didn't have a marketing budget. And that's what happens with a lot of small businesses. When they have a lot of money, the first thing they cut is their marketing. And how that makes sense, I don't know, because if no one knows about you, then they can't buy from you. They can't support you. And what I learned, I've been involved with chambers of commerce for over 15 years of my professional career. I'm on the Chamber of Commerce board of directors right now for Redondo Beach and previously in Oakley, California. Many businesses that would go out of business, it wasn't because of their services, it wasn't because of their products, it was only because people didn't know about them. So they didn't know how to tell their story, they didn't know who to tell their story to. And here I am, found myself in a position now that we needed to do this really big thing, and we didn't have a marketing budget. So we had to do a big thing with nothing. And that's when I started reaching out. He gave me the opportunity to, hey, do whatever you need to do to make this happen. And I dug in and started calling editors and publishers and writers to tell them our story, to tell them what we were doing, and let them know how we planned on making a difference in the lives of the people around us. And they picked up on that. So, learning, you start feeling good about those kinds of wins, and you just keep going and you just learn how to, even when you're telling a story that they're not so excited about, find out what they want to hear. Sometimes we would go out and create a story because we understood how important it is, how integral it is that the people around you know who you are and what you're doing, right? You want people to know, like, and trust you, especially when they are trying to give you money. They want to know, like, and trust you. So you have to learn how to tell your story. When I moved to Southern California, I was with an agency out here, and I just recognized that I loved doing that. I loved helping companies, nonprofits, and civic organizations tell their story because many of them don't recognize how important it is. And when you are servicing a community, your audience is that community. So you have to talk to them. You have to let them know what you're doing. So I was motivated by my old executive director, but I happened to really get into it and start my own business because I love and know that small businesses are everything to our country, right? And we need to know who we can support, what they have going on, who we can collaborate with. And it's just been a thrill for me. So I started Sand and Shores about 5 years ago, and it's just been amazing because I get to work in the community that I live in and help these businesses and organizations, nonprofit, civic organizations, and our law enforcement tell their story.
This is good. This is a very powerful one. So I'm so glad we are connected and you're sharing all this, why you started it. So you came from the habitual complainer to helping people to share this story. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You go to this space where you're like, why don't we have a taco place around here? Why don't we have somewhere I can shop around here? And then you find out, well, it closed down. Well, why did it close down? Because nobody was supporting it, because not everybody knew it was here. Hold on. We have to fix this. We have
Yeah,
to find a better way to support our businesses and
yeah,
the people in our community. So, yeah, habitual complainer to, PR professional.
yeah. Wonderful. So before you take on clients and clients work with you, and I'm sure there are so many clients who say, no, 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 it has to be my way. So what are the top three missteps to avoid when you are engaging a public PR person like yourself?
It's very important to set expectations. You have to explain to them, particularly with PR. Many people think PR is just, it's something for celebrities, right? It's a celebrity thing.
Yeah.
So you have to educate and set expectations. That's the first part. What is this process? How does it work? It's not immediate gratification. So that's one. Two is you have to be honest with yourself, particularly if you're running your own business, about pricing. It takes a lot of time. And if you have to explain that to your clients, that's fine. But what you can't do is undercharge and underproduce and then be mad at them, right? One, you should never underproduce. And two, you have to know your worth. So that's the second thing. And then the last one is always deliver. You got to deliver the results and be honest about what that looks like. Many people feel like their story is amazing. They should be on the cover of everything. But being able to be clear about what PR is and set those expectations in the first place, then you can also show options and what step by step growth looks like in branding. Many times people don't have their brand tight, even though they might be offering something well, but your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And sometimes you might need to take a step back to then go over the basics of that and fix that before you move forward with PR. So sometimes people aren't even there yet. So being really honest about what that looks like. And if people are like my way or no way, if you own your own business, you can fire your clients.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, one of the things people need to understand. It's almost like, when you have a beautician and she does your hair, you are her advertisement. If you are my PR client, your success is my advertisement. So I want to set us both up for success.
No, this is good. This is good. So you give the right, you tell the right story. So you are very good, Tanya. I can tell. You know, great analogy. So, Tanya, as a PR person, I'm sure not everything was not successful. I'm sure you learned when you launched a business, there was some kind of failures. Is that right? You know where I'm going.
Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely.
Okay, so what was your single most professional failure you like to share with us? What did you learn from that, and how did you recover from it?
My very first big project when I started my business, I actually launched a magazine, right? It was Real Estate Agent Magazine.
Mm,
Eventually, I got the magazine out, but you learn that you can't tell people what they want, right? You have to be a listener. You
mm,
can't just assume this is what they do, so this is what they want, this is what I'm going to give to them. You will learn quickly that if you did not hear what the problem was
mm,
or the solution that they were looking for, and you're still trying to pump out what you think they need, and you haven't really communicated that to them, you're going to find yourself on the outside looking in a lot of times. So it took me over a year to launch my first magazine. Um, I'll be honest and say I'm new to the area. I was new to the area at the time. So I assumed, well, maybe they just don't like black people. I don't know. But what I realized is that they're very fickle in this community and they want to know that you're in it to win it. You're in it to stay. You're not just here to grab and go. You're a part of the community. You're invested so that your work has a higher level of integrity. And being able to then ingratiate myself in the community and actually get to know some of these players, it let me know, no, it's not them, it's you. So becoming very clear about how you become recognized and placed in leadership positions in your community is based on how you move in that community. It's not always what they think of you. Sometimes it's how you're moving that could be wrong. So eventually, we launched the magazine and made some fast friends and people that I really love doing business with now. I also realized I love PR. I don't like real estate and I love all my real estate friends, but that's just not where I like to play at. And so I learned something about myself, right? I learned something about myself. I learned something about the community that I worked in. I learned from leaders in the community how to lead from a service based stance
Yeah.
instead of what I want to do. It's not about what you want to do, it's what is needed. It's
Mhm.
how you are as a problem solver. So that whole first magazine thing was nothing but a lesson for a very long time.
Very long time. That was a great foundation for you to launch this one as a very successful. So, Tanya, let's kind of switch the side of the table. So let's talk about your success secrets of your. What are the core main top three? Give us your best ones. Top three success secrets of Sand and Shores philosophy and clients based on how you are creating a success. So, what are the top three success secrets?
So I would say last year, I live in Redondo Beach, California. We had our very first Martin Luther King celebration here in the city, and my firm handled the PR and media relations, and it was a smash. It was a unifying event. It was full of media and positive reviews. The community enjoyed it. It got nothing but glowing reviews. It was stellar, and that had to do a lot with communicating to the community what we were trying to do, and bringing in the power players that were integral in this community so that everyone could see that even if these are people that had differing political beliefs, this was something that we could all do together. And I always think, we have more in common than different. So when you're able to really get that out and squeeze that out of each person, the pieces of the puzzle that we all have in common, it makes for a very harmonious celebration. So that was probably one of my biggest successes, because it was so widely covered, and because now it's a part of it's a legacy program here in the community. So when you can build something that's still around for decades, you can't do anything but celebrate that. In the Bay Area, when we had opened that new facility, I went back recently, and it's a whole rec center now. So it's something started really small, and it has continued to grow into something that is permanent, it is necessary, and it is a staple in this community. So, 20 years later, you go back and you're like, I did that. Like, I was a part of that. This
I
is
was.
great.
Yeah.
Right. And that too was something that there were varying different political views in that city and in the county. Actually, I got the support of the county, the writers. I recently actually reconnected with one of the editors, one of the writers that used to write about the stuff we were doing, which, we get to reminisce on that. We're just like, wow, that was a wild ride, but together, um, we did good work, right? I come up with great stories. He gets good news coverage. We have a community that's happy. So, that's always good. And then I have a business. Like, I am a business owner, and it's sustainable, and it's been here for 5 years now, and it's not going anywhere. And at the end of the day, I think that's probably um my biggest achievement. I help other small businesses, organizations tell their story, and those are things that, if you look at it like this, people may not always remember what ad was in the front of a paper or front of a magazine, but they'll always remember your story. So being able to help other people tell their story and continue to tell my own story is something that's everlasting. And I think at this moment, just still being here, especially through COVID, is something that I got to pat myself on the back for.
Yeah, this is good. This is good, Tanya. Appreciate very much. So, how the growth hacking secrets community people are watching this now can support you?
So I try to keep it simple. I'm Sand and Shores on every platform, right there, SANDSHORES, on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm easy to find. I do have a group for women because I do think it's important, especially right now, that women support each other. And I don't have any ask. Just come in if you have resources or if you need resources. So it's called Lady Boss, and it's on LinkedIn and Facebook. And if you're writing an article and you need some help with it, you want to pitch to a particular publication and you're not sure what that looks like, let me know. We are here to help. There's other professionals in the group in different industries, and I highly support women supporting women because I would not be where I was if I wasn't supported by other women that didn't know me, some, and some just helping out of the kindness of their hearts. And I think it's okay to do the right thing.
Mhm. Wonderful. Tanya, so I'm not allowed to be in your group because you're only is only for women.
Listen, you got my number now. So,
Okay, okay, thank you. That's a good one. I appreciate it. So, Tanya, as
yeah,
we are about to, I appreciate it. Visit this sandandshores.com, sandandshores.com.
yep.
That's a great way to connect. It's a great website. I did check it out, so you can trust it. It's worth a visit. Okay, and you can tell the Tanya can help you to craft your story, even though you think so you don't have one.
You got
That's
one.
what they do. They help you to come up, to kind of drill you down to come up with a story. If you don't even think you don't have one, they will help you to make it one for yourself,
Absolutely.
and which not only you will own it, all of your future customers will own it too. That's how they will remember you from your story. So Tanya McKenzie, sandandshores.com. Do check that out. Tanya, we are about to wrap up. I like to ask this question to every guest. What would you say to your best friend about today's guest experience on a growth hacking secrets?
Oh, first of all, get the book. Second of all, support everything he's doing because if you have a business, if you want to have a business or wherever you work, growth is important and you need to know how to do it. Need to know how to get there. And all the secrets are in the books. Didn't you know that?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate it. What would you say as a final word?
I appreciate you taking the time. I think people like you and us that take the time to put their knowledge and their experience between two covers are to be applauded. It takes a lot of time to be an author, it takes a lot of effort. And when you have something to share with others that can help them, I'm an author too, by the way, make sure that you support that. Take the time to see what someone's sharing with you. You can never be too smart, you can never be too educated on something. The best leaders are lifetime learners, so I applaud what you are doing, helping others get educated on growth hacking opportunities. And I just implore you all, stay tuned and tap in and see what he has to say, and let us know when you need help, because we're the kind of people that like to help others do well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanya McKenzie, the founder of Sand and Shores, with us on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.